When people think marketing, there's so many different elements, but what it really is being able to connect your story together with different elements, different platforms, and being able to dissect that into different pieces, for our clients out there.
Welcome to another episode of the Waking Up to Win podcast series. I'm your host, Mark Pessin, Chief Learning Officer at Realty ONE Group. We are proud to have aligned with industry leaders and our own industry experts to provide you messages which are relevant, timely, and shared in a way to empower you, the real estate professional, to experience today's challenges as true opportunity. So today I have the good fortune of having Jennifer Koo, who is our Senior Marketing Director at Realty ONE Group. Jen, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I wanted to bring you on because I've had Juan on and I've had Savag on and I've had Nima on, and we've talked about branding and we've talked about digital and we've talked about social media. I know that as the senior marketing director, marketing tends to be kind of a general term. And I know that it encompasses a lot at Realty ONE Group, and you guys wear a lot of hats, and you especially wear a ton of hats at Realty ONE Group. And so I wanted to see if you could maybe talk a little bit about what marketing encompasses at Realty ONE Group and then what your role looks like at the organization.
Yeah, definitely. I think, when people think marketing, there's so many different elements, but what it really is being able to connect your story together with different elements, different platforms, and being able to dissect that into different pieces, for our clients out there. We want to make sure that we're telling a story correctly when it comes to email campaigns, when it comes to digital marketing, when it comes to things you see on social media, it's ad space, and that your communication is consistent throughout all of those different platforms. And no matter where you're going, you're understanding what it is we're trying to do, and it drives over to the same page. So for us here at Realty ONE Group, I think what really truly makes us unique is we perform just like any in-house ad agency, any creative agency you work with, but we are in-house. So we want to make sure that we're working with all the different departments, and we're really listening to all of our clients, our agents, our offices, our broker owners, when they tell us feedback, when they tell us, what they're doing out in the field and what could improve in their business success. How do we bring that back to our department and being able to turn that into an email campaign or just an overall marketing campaign where you're targeting the right audiences, and then you're figuring out which platform to use to reach out to that specific audience. And I think that's the most important part, is being able to not just do one thing, but to connect all the different pieces together. So it really intrigues and brings all your different messaging that you're trying to get out there.
That's excellent. And what I love, and I think you mentioned this already, is that because it's an in-house ad agency at Realty ONE Group, we have the ability to take the feedback from the field and then create whatever campaigns we want or need to as quickly as we need to make sure that we're adapting to the market conditions.
Yes, definitely. And I think what's so great about today's world and just the technology that we have on hand is the fact that it's a trial and error thing. So you really get to test out different things, whether it's testing out different creative images, whether it's testing out content, different CTAs that you use throughout, your digital campaigns, and being able to see what's really working out there. What do people like and what do people not engage in, and being able to kind of turn it around and then optimize as you continue. And I think in today's world with technology, everything is a trial and error. So nothing will ever be perfect, but to be able to document that and be able to really dissect what people want and then be able to do it better is really the goal for our team.
And I think it's amazing that in your current position, you've kind of got the pulse on pretty much everything regarding marketing. So, I know that you touch on branding and digital and social. And so can you talk a little bit about what your day-to-day looks like in that regard?
Yes, definitely. I really love my role here because I get to work on so many different things, and I get to talk to all of our different departments and really get to know our broker owners, our agents, and people out there that reach out to me. And my job is to really listen carefully to what they need and being able to translate that back to our team. So for example, if someone says, we need different tools out there that really talk about the different technology that we offer and how to use that different technology. How do you build out a campaign that is meant to be used in different elements, whether it's social media, whether it's an email, it's a flyer, it's a takeaway, building it into a full-on strategy. And usually I take the different needs of different departments and translate that into a creative brief. Then I'm able to kind of take that creative brief and do a kickoff brainstorm session with our different team members. In our marketing department, we have the digital department, we have our creative team that specializes in branding, digital, as well as, anything that's from a customer experience, from UX, UI, and then working with them individually and as a group to be able to really brainstorm the right elements it is to build out that communication, to build out that specific campaign, and then making sure at the end of the day, taking the original brief that came from different departments and being able to work with the creative team and say, does this match up? Is the goals aligning? And are we reaching our bottom line goal, which is to bring new leads, to turn leads into conversions? And we always want to make sure that the goal is implemented at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think, like a great example of that would be the campaign you guys just rolled out recently, the One Tool Chest. That came together so quickly, and it's such a beautiful campaign, and it's got all the assets. Can you talk a little bit about how that kind of came together and how you guys were able to produce that so quickly?
Yes, definitely. I think the biggest key is being flexible because, in today's climate or just in general in marketing, so many things can happen within a day. So many things can happen within a week. We want to make sure that we have all those different things in place in case something needs to be turned around really quickly. And I think in that particular project, when we wanted to kind of really give everybody something to use when it comes to understanding the tools that we offer, and not only tools, but free tools that we offer, to really being able to say to our agents and our offices, please communicate this so people can come join because they can elevate their business with these types of tools. And what we do is we have a library of different assets that we house within our database. And with that, you're able to kind of pull into those different folders and be able to do a quick kickoff and figure out what is the main takeaway from this. And we want people to see not only is it free, but we offer these different tools. And then being able to say then, okay, well, in an email, what is it that you want to communicate? Because you don't want too much content in there. You want to have enough visuals, but also enough information that people can spend 30 seconds and understand exactly what that is. And then you translate that into, okay, well, in social media, it cannot look like an email because we don't want to have that content in there. We just want to have that visual that engages. So what is that going to look like? And then once you get your kind of your standard look and feel, you're able to kind of strategize, well, how do I make this into a digital ad? How do I make this into a LinkedIn post? How do I translate this into Instagram stories, a Facebook stories? And then you think a little bit outside the box, you're like, well, how do I piece all these different images together to make an animation? Because with the animation, you're getting a different feel altogether. So once you have the bottom line idea, you're able to kind of dissect those pieces and to create different creatives with it.
That's awesome. And, you said something there about, understanding the balance between the illustrations and the visual versus the text heavy and what platform to use them on. Is there some recommendations, or, could an agent, if they wanted to create some of their own marketing and maybe use a tool like Canva or something like that, could they look at some of our branding and our marketing campaigns and say that's kind of a format that they would want to follow if they were going to create some of their own?
Yes, definitely. Actually, on our branding site, branding.realtyonegroup.com, we have an area called social media. And when you go in there, it's going to have a tutorial on, how you get started when you're trying to use something like Canva, right? How do you take your own images and being able to create a different piece on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever it may be that you want to have your post on. On top of that, we have a bunch of different overlays that we've created that's branded. So you can easily download the Canva app and then take these overlays, put them over your original photos, or use any of the photos that we've created under the library under social media, because then you're going to get not just branding images, but you're going to get franchise, UNbrokerage. If you have someone joining a team, like welcome templates, recruiting images, and you can take all of that and be able to overlay different things and then translate that and then upload those into your different social media posts. And that's all living again on our branding site.
Very cool. And then I know that you guys have also created some beautiful templates for agents to be able to use in the One Design Center. Can you talk a little bit about One Design and what's available there for agents?
Yes. So One Design is kind of like our not only hosts different images, but it has a library of different things. So whether you're looking for a flyer, you're looking for signages, you're looking for business cards, letterheads, all the things that works within your business essentials category, go on there because you can go into any of those different categories and get a library of different creative. And when we were setting up this platform and setting up the shop, we really wanted to create a library of different elements, different designs for each of those different categories. Because A, everybody has subjective taste. Two, you want to be able to kind of choose what type of template you need based on the property you're trying to sell, right? Some properties might require more images, some might require less. So we want to make sure that we have enough out there for people to choose from. So you can go in there and actually download any of those different elements. And then within that download, you're going to get two pieces. You're going to get one that's going to be a PDF that goes directly to your desktop, and you're going to get another one that you can kind of customize. So if you wanted to drop in your name, your phone number, your contact information, your headshot, or perhaps you want to write something specific to that property, you're able to kind of customize that. And then once you're done with that, you can see the sample on your screen to make sure that that's something that A is correct and B, you want to print. And when you click print, it actually ships out the next day. So it gets to you very, very quickly, and you can kind of select exactly how many you want, and it delivers right to your doorstep. We wanted to make this as seamless as possible because we want to give people variety, two, wanted to give people convenience, and then three, if you didn't want to print with us, you can directly kind of just download that onto your desktop and print yourself. So we have all those different options there for everyone to choose from.
And then correct me if I'm wrong, but with the One Design Center, they can also do every door direct as well?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, which is a great program and obviously an inexpensive way for agents to be able to market to their farm areas or their sphere of influence. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then the other question I had for you was around, and you mentioned it previously about the One Shop. I know you've got some really cool apparel and designs there as well. Can you talk a little bit about the One Shop?
Yes, we are super proud of our one shop because it's not just, a corporate line that has, some shirts and some in there. It's a way for everyone to express themselves. Again, just like the One Design, we want to have a variety, a library of things. We want to do the same thing in our one shop. So in our one shop, we have a variety of different types of shirts, right? Some that are branded, some that are more fun, some that are more witty, different materials. Comes with some are foiled, some are just different colors. So we're constantly trying to see what's in trend right now when it comes to apparel, when it comes to design, and then how do we bring that to you guys? I think that's super important. And, right now we have a lot of other fun stuff that's on the queue that we're trying to get out there that will push out live on the One Shop too. And that's currently in the works, but we're probably going to have that within the next few weeks as well.
Nice. And, what I love about the One Shop is that you can get some really nice looking branded gear that you could wear. So, and obviously agents aren't necessarily outdoor knocking and doing open houses right now, but I always encourage my agents, if you're going to be walking in a neighborhood or doing an open house, you probably don't want to be wearing a suit and tie or formal wear. You want to be wearing something that's a little bit more comfortable and casual, but still professional. And I think that we hit it on the head there as far as what we've got to offer them. So I think it's got some great resources there.
Yeah. And then everything we have is meant to layer, right? It's meant for a variety. So not just t-shirts, but you can kind of layer that in with a vest. We have bomber jackets that flip inside out. So you have a variety of that, and you can match that whether with a beanie or a hat, depending on where you're living. So we have a variety that really gives you like a closet full of different styles. And that's what we want to continue doing. We want to make sure that we're keeping up with today's trend and making sure that we have these different layered pieces that you can create different outfits with. And honestly, I've been living in my personally, I've been living in my Realty ONE Group shirts because they're so comfortable. And I have so many different designs. I can match them with my different sweats that I have on right now. So
That's right. Yeah, I'm sure it was no surprise to you how popular all the new stuff was at our most recent summit. It was, I mean, at the one shop that we had at the one summit was just mobbed with people grabbing up all the new designs.
Yeah, that was so great to see. And I've heard some good things about all of our different designs. So we're hoping to do more of that, more fun stuff, more edgy, just, to keep it coming. So if you guys wanted to switch it up a little, you have that variety.
Very cool. So before I let you go, I can't let you go because I know you get to work on all the new fun, exciting stuff that's coming down the road. Could you give us maybe a sneak preview of some of the things that you guys are working on, just to kind of give people an image into the future of what to expect coming down the road?
Yeah, I think the one thing that we're really trying to work on right now is just thinking outside the box when it comes to recruiting. And recruiting isn't just about emails or campaigns, it's really about a little bit of everything. So we want to make sure that we're really, looking at just like trends of apparel, right? We want to look at the trends of what other companies are doing out there, how they're reacting to today's climate, and how do we jump on board with that, right? So whatever is getting reacted outside, we want to make sure our messaging is aligned with that. So coming up with a whole new branding page. Right now we do have, Realty One Group at branding, but what we're trying to do is really revamp this. So it's more seamless. There's a more library of assets for everyone to use. Being able to go in there and have click on social media, and then you get amount of pieces that you can literally take the art file and localize them into your own. And same thing with recruiting campaigns, being able to add more, right? So currently in our recruiting campaign section on our branding page, you get a HTML code, you get the email, and then you get JPEGs of different social media pieces. Well, we wanted to add more to that different folder, right? We wanted to add not just the email piece, but the digital stuff. And I think social media, especially in today's world, it's so big right now, and we want to be able to do more on it. So we want to create assets that really speak to that. So assets when it comes to animations that you could put on your stories, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, and then just animated pieces as a post. How do you create a photo album within Instagram that allows you to scroll through with the correct messaging, and then giving you guys the art files to be able to write your own different messaging on there too as you choose. So we wanted to really build that out. And I think that's going to be such a useful piece, because you're not just going to get recruiting campaigns, but you're going to get social, you're going to get design elements. You're going to see more when it comes to affiliate assets, right? How do you customize that more? So that's one big project we're working on. The second big project, as everyone knows, it's our realtyonegroup.com. We're super excited for that because we want to make sure that website is out there and it has the right information and it's easy to use, so you can learn about the company, but it's great to use for recruiting too. Whether you're looking to join as an agent, whether you're looking to franchise, all of that is going to be within realtyonegroup.com. So if you click into those designated pages, they're talking points to go through all those different landing pages. And again, everything connects to a form that people fill out, but it's easily tracked. So we can see exactly how many people are signing up and being able to take that information and keep on optimizing the site as we grow.
Very cool.
Yeah, those are some of our big projects that we're looking forward to putting out there within the next couple weeks or so. For a fun project, for talking about one shop, we're coming out with what we're calling mood shirts, right? So depending on your mood, you can have a shirt for it. And then we want to see people rock that out in Zoom, in any of our video chats, hangouts, things like that. So that's another thing that's going to be uploaded onto our one shop.
Nice. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing those.
Yeah, they will be.
I have to say, purely from a selfish standpoint, that your team, you especially, but your team has been such a huge help to me and the learning department in putting together a lot of our educational content. So I know RevUp was a project that the team spent quite some time developing and putting together, and that's been extremely well received. So kudos to you and the team for putting together such a beautiful and well received project.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to working with you guys on more projects like Level Up and Team Up, and developing some content for the learning management system as well. So many good things to come.
Yeah, we're super excited. We're ready.
I know you are. I know you are. So we're looking forward to it. Jen, I can't thank you enough for your time today. I guess my last question for you would be, if you had one piece of advice for a real estate agent in today's market about what they could be doing to make sure that they stay relevant and in front of their customers, Is there something that you could guide agents to, or something, a resource that we might have where they could go in to make sure that they're using those tools and resources that we provide them to stay in front of their customers right now?
Yes. I honestly, like, I think what I would recommend is just going on social media, really scrolling through your feed and looking at what other people are doing. That's what I do on a daily basis because, not in whether it's in the industry or it's not, you really get to see what's the current news status, what is on trend, and how do you kind of rebuttal that? How do you make yours even better? And how do you implement that? Because right now people are sitting at home and what are they doing? They're watching TV, they're working, but they're online, right? Because they're scrolling through their feeds as they're watching a television show, or when they're taking a break from working and checking their emails, again, they're going through whether it's a Facebook or Instagram or things like that. And there's so many different Instagram lives and Facebook lives happening. I've never seen so many happen until the situation we're in. So it's time to monopolize on that because people are paying attention, people are learning. Watch what other people are doing and then come up with something even better, right? Utilize that. And on our branding page, we have all of those different elements where you can kind of put together your own story and be able to implement that and then turn it into a paid ad. It's actually not as complicated to do as people would imagine. When you go into Ad Manager within Facebook, you're able to boost the post for $5 or $1 a day. And you don't actually have to pay for that unless it gets clicked. So try out something like that and be able to take that messaging, something that you're super proud of, and be able to tell it in a larger scale, being able to not just put it in a post, but add it to your stories and then make sure you always have a call to action. So put a URL in there that drives back to, your individual website or back to even one of our forms that we have. So then people are, signing up, going online, learning more about it, or even your contact information, depending on what you're trying to promote. I think all of that is super helpful because it really guides people on your social media where it has your bio area. Put in your link, whether it's an email address or your website, put it in there because when people can't find information, they want to be able to talk to you directly. And that's a great place. I always look when I'm trying to find more information through like an Instagram or Facebook to kind of get that quick information there so they can like reach out directly.
That's some great advice, Jen. I really appreciate it. And again, thank you so much for being here today and for sharing your thoughts. I know a lot of people are looking forward to the projects that you're working on, and we already have so much to offer. So thank you again for your time today, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks so much, Mark.
If you'd like to learn more about branding specifically, simply visit one.u, click on the magnifying glass or the search bar, and type in the word brand. You'll find several courses on that topic. Thank you again to our growing audience of podcast listeners, and thank you for staying connected to us and to each other. Remember, my friends, by working together, we will achieve greater success faster.